cool, right?
Joni.
Need another tissue?
No. I've cried, according to them, because you guys say I cry a lot. I've only cried 23 times in 500 shows. Yeah, which I would have thought it was more also. I know, right? Well, I don't think when you get misty, it doesn't count as crying. I've gotten misty. You know, when you get misty and maybe one tear escapes, but you don't bother acknowledging it, so that's not really crying. I know you think I'm a crybaby, but today is also the first day of my period. There. I mean, every girl everywhere understands exactly what I mean. Not only am I a crier, not only am my star sign's Cancer, and so we're criers and we're nesters and we'd rather be home than anywhere else in the world and with our families. But, you know, the whole period thing, you know, quite frankly, I see a period as a burden. I can't wait until it's over. I'm not scared of menopause at all. But I do love growing up, and I do love seeing people that, ooh, the hormones. Ooh. Fish oil. My hormones are like going crazy. Oh. You know, when I started my cycle back when I was 14, it's just gotten more emotional for me. Like in the past year. Do you go through it hard when you get your period? Oh my God. I can't get out. Oh my God, I gotta do that thing for Nickelodeon. Oh my God. I love you for watching that.
How do you live what do you do in your life to not just be successful, but to thrive?
I'm grateful. Say a prayer every day before the double doors open. It's what me and my husband do. And I get a peck on the forehead and I hit it.
You meditate, you do yoga?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
You don't need...
Oh. No, I don't do yoga. But I do know how to take you make me cry, I'm gonna hit you with my wig. I swear I'm gonna hit you with my wig. Let me use the corner of your shirt and wipe my eyes.
Of course you can. Go ahead.
Go
ahead, girl.
Now look, a mess. I'm a very emotional person. And I don't like to disappoint my studio audience. Like when studio audience come, oh, what is the matter with me? Look how red my eyes get when they tear up. Oh. Like literally, and right after the show, you see I'm still in my dress, but right after the show, literally as I said goodbye to the audience, and you know I do it out on the floor, I started taking off my eyelashes as I'm walking backstage. And as soon as I crossed the threshold of backstage, I just started crying. Then Brendan was like, it feels good to cry sometimes. I said, I know. Don't you just cry for no reason sometimes? It's better than screaming. Look, I talked my way through stopping crying. No, cry no more. Who's crazy? Who's crazy? It's so weird, like, when you observe pop culture long enough, sometimes you feel like, I know I say friend in my head and, you know, all that stuff. Sometimes you feel really, sometimes you get caught up in people's lives and you don't want to. I literally soaked my pillowcase over Big Ange. Soaked it. I woke up this morning, my eyeballs were out here. I'll take one. Stupid show. Stupid cozy look. It's a Wonder Woman. Oh, so stupid. Oh, Wendy Watcher made this for me, though. Yeah. There was this boy that I went to school with from first grade to senior year in high school. So I was stuck with him. And he made up a song about me, and I'm not gonna cry, but I feel like it inside. You wanna hear the song? Yeah. Okay. Shh. Wendy Williams is a fat whale. Wendy Williams is a fat whale. And he would say that. No, it's not going to escape. I got a talk show.
You're a better person than I am, Wendy Williams. What's his name? Let's say his name.
He's dead.
Oh.
He became a painter of houses and fell off a ladder.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's a terrible thing to happen.
Rob.
Hello. You're grown up.
I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
That's all right, baby. You know, come here.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. You did such a lovely thing. You put your hand out to me and to the ladies of the View when we got that Emmy.
You got my flowers.
Yes,
Thank you.
and that was a lovely gesture. You know, it must be an odd transition in a way to go from the radio to here. You know, and as you're growing up, discover all the places you've been and some of the things that you might have done, and you think, oh.
That I needed to do in order to get here.
Well, some of them you needed to do. Not all of them, baby.
We all make our mistakes.
Yes, we do.
Whoopee.
There is a chance for DMX to get his marriage back on track with his wife, and there is a chance for DMX to get his relationship back together with his mother. I was appalled on Twitter to see that you all called him, every single person, every last person on Twitter, not one person cheered him on. I just find that really sad. What kind of animals are you? I'm glad I don't have that kind of mother and father, but I can sympathize with people who do.
I love food.
Me too.
It's my drug of choice.
Me too. Me
Sisters
too.
at home.
I almost want to cry. It's like such a struggle, right?
It really is. It really is. But I don't want to cry because I like to eat.
I hate that war. I hate that war. Oh, we have to. Oh, sorry. Ask Wendy. More. It really is. Next. Right? Right? And I didn't mean to be a mushball, and I don't, because, weight just seems to be a constant thread with many people's lives, but including my own. And so I understood what you were saying. I grew up a fat kid. I grew up taller, fatter, blacker, and it really knocked my self-confidence, out. And, to be, anyway, to be doing the show and to be standing and twirling like this is all new to me. I feel good. But every morning that I wake up, the first thing I think about is, what am I going to dodge today? What am I going to eat today or not eat? And when I go to bed at night, it's, what am I going to eat as soon as I wake up in the morning? It's horrible.
It's hard.
Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, I'm Bruce Dumont, and I'm calling from Chicago. I am chairman of the National Radio Hall of Fame, and I'm calling to let you know that you have been selected for induction into America's only National Radio Hall of Fame. Your hard work, your dedication, your radio talent has put you where you are today, and you have been recognized, and so many millions of people are cheering the news today.
Thank you, everybody who voted. Thank you, everybody who voted. You know, when I found out I was inducted, you know, I got here through being pretty popular on radio. Everybody who's not familiar with me. I'm just Wendy from the radio, a girl from Jersey who had a dream. And I was on tour promoting this show when I found out that I was nominated for the Radio Hall of Fame, something that I barely knew that existed and always thought you were only nominated and or inducted when you were dead or irrelevant. And the idea of making it in, especially now, I've left radio for now. But the idea of, I feel like destiny fulfilled. Thank you.
In 1964, my family was full of stress and in a lot of darkness because my mother was diagnosed with colon cancer. It was not a good time for my family. But then a ray of sunshine came into our lives. Wendy was born in July. Oh, God. So what a wonderful blessing it was to us that one was ready to be taken away in October, and one brought a ray of sunshine and hope and wonderful, bubbly personality into our lives.
Okay.
From the day that Wendy was born on July 18th until this very present day.
My Nana was passing away, and we lived on the Jersey Shore. And my mother was a school teacher, so she was off for the summer. And her summer work was to take care of a new baby and drive up and down the turnpike from Ocean Township to Elizabeth to see her dying mother and take care of me at the same time.
That's correct.
So while one life was lost, one life was gained.
But the most important thing...
And maybe that's why my mother says I turned out so bubbly, because I was there to inject new ray and light and get that to a family. Oh, Mommy, please.
And my mother is still looking down on her and saying, go, Wendy.
No, she's not. She's looking down and saying, how you doing?
I am sunny. I am a very sunny child. The purpose of my life was to comfort my mother while my grandmother was passing away.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you asked.
Well, I didn't ask about that.
Well...
Don't turn this into sadness.
No.
Jesus.
And the last thing she did... Oh, and the last thing she did before she passed away was she named me Wendy.
Stop.
So when you talk about me...
I don't talk about you.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I don't. I love you to death.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Stop it.
I'm leaving.
I love you. Oh, I'm going to feel horrible now. It's St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to get fired now.
No. Just go to the bar.
Okay.
Work it off.
I'm sorry. That's a beautiful story, though. I love it. I do love it.
It's a true story. Drugs wreck families, ruin lives. You know, you lose jobs. You know, Dr. Drew says you don't have a problem if the problem is not hurting your bank account or hurting your everyday life. For me, neither was happening. Back when I was getting high, Coke was $35 a gram. I was making a healthy six-figure salary. I was a property owner, and I had the world at my feet. So it wasn't ruining my bank account. And I was still able to show up for work, although I was a sweaty, high mess, honey. But I was there, and my bosses knew about it, and if you're reading this, you know you knew. But they never called me out. Looking back on that, I wonder, because if I saw somebody falling around these halls, a sweaty mess, the way I used to be, they would definitely be called out. And my parents would never say anything to me. And you've met my parents before. They're such loving people. I feel like, you know, they never said anything. But their silence, to me, The silence, I think, might have hurt more. Like, you know, after you get high all night and then you sober up and you think of all the, you know, messed up stuff you've done and, you know, whatnot. I think my parents' silence, my family's silence, hurt me more.
I had a very long radio career, over 20 years. I interviewed Whitney once in 2003. And many of you all recall that interview. Some of the things that Whitney and I have in common, Whitney and I, same age, and both plagued with the demon of substance abuse. It's been almost 15 years since I smoked last from a crack pipe. It's been almost 15 years since I waited on Jerome Avenue in the Bronx for my drugs. Thank you. I'm not proud of the girl that I was, but without being that girl, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. So if it makes any sense to you, I have no regrets. There's one thing throughout it all, my connection with Whitney, is that I wished for us both to be really sober and really aware. And I knew I'd meet her one day, but I always pictured that time to be in our late 50s, 60s, with her being the number one spokesperson for Say No. I just, for some reason, thought that that's what she would do. It's what I want to do. I just thought we would meet and we would hug and we'd be sober and older and in season 1, you'll recall, my Whitney fans, it was never because I ever thought that she would come to our show, because it's just not why I was doing it. I was doing it because I was still hearing things regarding Whitney, and in my own kooky, crazy way, this was my way of showing love. She's my Jersey girl. She was a woman like me who's part of the subculture of our society, the addict. So today, on behalf of me and anybody that you might know who's going through a struggle with substance abuse, anybody, and I don't care whether it's heroin, coke, pills, booze, reach out to that person. I'm one of the lucky ones. Reach out to that person and call them out on it. Because even if they don't quit, once you call them out, it makes it harder for them to sneak around, get high.